fast. He can really run. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Same thing with Robert Billings at Milton. A great player, a very dynamic player. He's physical. And then Khalil Barnes from over at North Oconee. Been committed a while, but I guess made it public here just recently. Man, this is a kid that was born to come to Clemson. I mean, you spend 5 minutes with him, and there's just like you just know this guy's supposed to be at Clemson. Same thing with his family. Just a great group of prospects. Khalil's also here right now, going through practice, and will go to the bowl with us. But super excited about having all of these young men be Tigers, and I cannot tell you again just how awesome their families are, and just thankful that again they chose us. They chose to believe in who we are and the way we do things, and that's going to be a lot of fun as we move forward. So, as far as our team, good bowl prep. Everybody broke today. They're gonna be off here for a few days, and then we'll meet back up Christmas Day, and actually get a little bit of practice in Christmas night. That'll kind of be like a Monday for us, game week wise, and get back going. So. And then also I want to just say this on yesterday, something really cool. But Will Shipley, as y'all saw, was named Academic All-American. And, man, that's only my second time that I've had a guy. He's the first running back ever at Clemson to do that. And my first one and my last one was 2012, Dalton Freeman. So I think you got to have a 3.5 just to even be in the conversation. And then obviously you got to be a great player. You got to merit that. So it's a hard award to have. And I think Clemson went a long time prior to Dalton Freeman winning it. And then it's been another decade. So I'm just really proud of Shipley, and it just says everything you need to know about him. You know, who he is. I always say how you do anything is how you do everything. And he is truly committed to excellence in all areas. So just awesome to see him recognized in that fashion yesterday. And with that, I'll take questions.
Sounds like, 4 guys here practicing. Is it 4?
Yep.
And then what can you do with it? What can they learn? What value does it give them to kind of be with the team right now?
Oh, I think just start that acclimatization process, that transition. We can start working with them and teaching them. So they've got to go through a couple days of shorts. So I think a couple of them will actually be able to maybe get into shells one of the days, but obviously they don't know your schemes and stuff, but you can start that process. But a lot of individual, we do JV work every day, which culminated in a big scrimmage on Monday, which was really fun. We might do a little bit of more scrimmaging on our Tuesday practice down there, but just being in the meetings, starting that process of learning your teammates. Getting exposed to, some of the drill work, the terminology, those type things. So, and they get to have a great trip to the Orange Bowl. This is we've never been able to do this before. We've been able to bring guys in the past, maybe to do some practice here or there, but we've never been able to take guys with us. So I think it'll be a great experience for them, a kind of an eye-opening thing, and again, just get a little bit of a head start.
Positions that you filled at this point, are there any positions you still want to recruit for February? Are there openings?
I mean, we feel great about where we are. I mean, roster-wise, I mean, we don't really have any. I don't have any room at the end hardly. So we're pretty stacked. So it's a great problem to have. We got some guys, like I said, we got some guys coming back that we didn't know were coming back. I promise you will be the best recruits in this class. So I'm super excited about that. But to answer your question is, ask me tomorrow. It might be a different answer, right? So that's just kind of where we are. Anything can happen. I think it's just a fluid. You're always evaluating where college football is now. You're always evaluating your roster every day, and you're evaluating everything. So, as we sit today, we are in a great spot, and from a roster standpoint, love our guys here, love where they are, and but anything can change, and if it does, you address it.
Some of these guys coming back? Are there any surprises, people we don't know about? Or
Oh, there were some surprises to me. I don't know that y'all know about things, but I don't think some of them have said anything, but at some point they will.
To clarify on Paul, is he coming here as a grad transfer to be immediately eligible since he's already?
Yeah, he graduated.
Okay.
Yeah, he
So
graduated.
Immediately eligible this
Yeah.
fall?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's eligible.
So he'd be here this spring?
He'll be here in January. Yep.
You've had a couple of years now having to navigate the NIL situation. How have you seen that become a part of recruiting and handled sort of navigating those waters?
You know, it really hasn't been much of an issue for us. It's been a positive for us. You know, our focus has always been inside out here. We've not used it in recruiting. You know, we focus on our roster. I think for us, it's always been about, you know, no different than pre-NIL. I've always said if you do a great job with your players, and you have a great program, you have a good culture, you're equipping them and really fulfilling the purpose of the program, the recruiting will take care of itself.
There's always so much that happens in like the conversations with the parents. Like I'm sure these parents come to you guys. And
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
what is this? How does my kid
Oh, yeah.
not end up
Yeah.
in tax fraud? Like just there's so much more on your plate now.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say is you know that pre-NIL that's always been the focus. Now that we have NIL, it's still the focus as far as, you know, okay, making sure that our roster, the guys here, they have all the resources that if they want to participate. Some guys don't even participate; they don't want to. But for those guys who really want to maximize their NIL, that we have the resources available to them, that we protect them, train them, educate them. I mean, we just built a unbelievable facility. I don't know if y'all have had a chance to tour that. A great facility. We hired a unbelievable world-class NIL coordinator who has incredible knowledge. So it's become just another part of the process. So those conversations that you're talking about, you have to have answers for those conversations. But as far as using the NIL as a reason to come here, that's not nothing has changed. It's still a holistic approach for us. Man, we've got some amazing people out there. You know, the dear old Clemson, Tiger Impact, and just great, you know, programs that are available to our players here. And again, that's why you see guys staying here. You know, guys are maximizing their opportunities, and they know that, you know, they can do whatever they want to do here. It's just really up to them. But the focus has always been inside out. And to be honest with you, as I've said many times, when NIL came, there was nobody more equipped than us as a program, you know, with what we've been doing for 14 years now with Paul Journey, from a financial literacy standpoint, tax education, you name it, agents, everything. You know, we've always had that approach. So conversations have changed. There's been more to talk about, just like when applied science and nutrition and strength conditioning and all these things, as things have grown, this is just another area that's important. And so you got to make sure that you address it. And then, you know, honestly, you know, I was thinking about it this summer. You know, I was thinking through it, and I mean, for me, we built this program on NIL. We really did, and it's probably different than what you're thinking, though. We built this program in God's name, image, and likeness, and that's how I look at it. So as things have changed, God has always been, you know, the foundation of what I do, and so, you know, we've been dealing with His name, image, and likeness for a long time, and I think as this new era has come forward, you know, God just continues to bless us here at Clemson.
Transfer portal, with the transfer portal going on now, and then also bowl practice, is there more talk about maybe moving this early signing period? You know, maybe in July, somewhere down there?
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I guess there's a lot of conversation going on, but, you know, I mean, honestly, I love the early signing period. I've always been an advocate for it. I think it ought to be earlier. I personally, where we are today in college football, I think after August 1 of your senior year, you should be able to sign anytime you want. And I think it protects, because it's sad what's going on with high school recruiting. There's a lot of kids in high school that used to have a lot of opportunity and access that aren't getting it now. And so, me personally, I mean, if I was a high school kid or a high school coach, I'd fight moving that thing back. I would advocate to leave it or move it forward. Because again, I think it protects the high school kids. I think, and again, I don't know why, like, I think you should just sign anytime. After August 1, like, you offer somebody a scholarship, they ought to be able to sign. And that right there would protect a lot of these fake offers, protect these kids from all these fake offers, you know, and I think that's important. And I think it would protect the kids, all these kids that are committed for a long time, and then all of a sudden the portal opens up and people see this portal guy, and then they call the high school kid back and say, hey, now you don't have a scholarship here anymore. So I think it ought to be earlier so that those kids could lock in to their school. I mean, like all these guys that we've had, they would have signed in June. They would have signed in July. They would have signed anytime. All these guys. We just signed 27 guys, 26 high school kids, and all 26 would have signed back in the summer. So I think leave it where it is or move it earlier, or either don't even just say, hey, anytime after August 1, you can sign. And that would slow down a lot of these uncommittable offers,